Good morning, everyone. I think most of us desire fairness, right? Fairness is a concept we can all get behind, I think, right? We want to be treated fairly. We want others to be treated fairly. But really, fairness is based on comparison, comparing ourselves to others. Right? For example, let's say Frank is driving 50 miles an hour in a 35 mile an hour zone, and he gets pulled over and doesn't get a ticket. And the next day, I'm driving 50 miles an hour in that same 35 zone, and I get pulled over and I get a ticket. That's not fair. Right? Well, Frank probably has no problem with it, but I think it's not fair because I'm comparing myself to Frank. I have a coworker, drives me crazy. The guy's late for work like every day. I mean, not a couple minutes late, like 15, 20, 30 minutes late every day. And when he's at work, he spends half the time on break. And I end up picking up his slack. The customer comes in the showroom, he's out in the back of his car, taking a break. Drives me crazy. And I think it's unfair because there seems to be no consequence. And so I'm comparing myself to him and finding unfairness there. And we see that in the gospel today. It's unfair, especially the first guys who showed up. It's not fair that they got paid the same as the guys who showed up at the end of the day. I'm sure those guys at the end of the day don't have any problem with it. Perfectly fair. But when they compare themselves to others, they see unfairness. When we compare ourselves to others, we can easily find unfairness. But God does not compare. Fairness is a human invention, this concept. God does not compare. And I think when we compare ourselves to others and we find unfairness, I think we're asking the wrong question. If Frank gets that ticket and I don't, I shouldn't be asking about Frank. I should ask me about myself. What did I do that resulted in that ticket? And how can I change to avoid having that? My coworker, it's not about my coworker, it's about me. What can I do? What am I bringing to the table? Can't be distracted by what other people are doing. I think we do that a lot in our society. We like to look around and see what other people are doing and see unfairness over there. And we fail to look here and see what am I doing. But the vineyard, the labor in the vineyard, instead of saying it's not fair that he got paid the same, maybe the question is, were you pleased with my work, Master? Were you pleased with my work? That's the question that we can ask the master, the landowner, who of course is God in this case. So today, as we prepare to share the body and blood of our Lord Jesus, let's pause for a moment and ask God, if I were God asking that question, are you pleased with my work? What would the answer be? Ask that question. Are you pleased with my work? And if not, what can I do to make my work more pleasing to you, Father?